we learned that more women will enter the workforce if they have flexible options. We learned that. And we saw that in the jobs reports.
How is it that flexible work is changing the game for women who are working?
The economist Claudia Goldin, she won a Nobel Prize a few years ago for her work around the pay gap and opportunity gap for women. And the big thing is caregiving and flexibility. And so we know that if women, and everybody, but women have the opportunity to flex their schedules and their roles around caregiving, which disproportionately falls to women, they have more opportunities to grow their careers and grow their salaries over time. In the pandemic, we learned that more women will enter the workforce if they have flexible options. We learned that. And we saw that in the jobs reports. We saw, and it defied expectations because there was the she session, as they called it, where women left the workforce to do more caregiving at the beginning of the pandemic. And then they came back in record numbers. And the answer to that is flexibility. That was what has made that possible.
Multiplier is a company that allows women and enables women to work for companies regardless of where they are. So you can be a woman who is sitting in Africa or Europe or India and work for a US-based company or a European company and have opportunities that you would have never had before. That's what global payroll and global HR do. It enables that for women. I benefited a lot from flexibility during the pandemic.
Same.
Being able to work from home, work from anywhere, being able to raise my kids and be there for them after school. It was so important to me. Prior to that, I just didn't have that extra time. It was an amazing, amazing development. I often say that like the work-life balance that I was searching for pre-pandemic, I found post-pandemic. So COVID was a bit of a blessing for me in that way.
Same. It was for me. I know our kids are the same age. They're 8 and 10. And I think the same thing for me. I mean, I actually didn't really know any other way. There weren't any other models for me before the pandemic. I just assumed that I would have to not see them in the morning or not see them at night and trade off with my husband if I was going to get any flexibility and make sure I was still moving up in my career. And the pandemic really broke open for a lot of women like us more opportunities and like language around and like systemic change around some of these things that we felt were so like calcified. And we also know that when women are afforded that, and this is kind of like in more like heterosexual couples, but when women are afforded more flexibility, they have higher earning potential. They can work outside of the home more, whether you're like working inside, you have a role that is at a company and not just within your own home, that men step up too. And they are more equal parents and caregivers, and they shoulder some of that responsibility. So like our kids get to grow up in a world where, you know, it is more equal. Like roles are kind of more equal. And I think that's better for society. It's better for our kids. It's better for, you know, all genders.
Yeah. And caregiving isn't just for mothers, right? Caregiving can be any kind of work that you do outside of the home. You know, as parents are aging, there's that care that has to happen. And
the sandwich generation we're all in.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think caregiving has not been recognized or valued, not just with a dollar amount on it, but just has not been valued in organizations. So much of the caregiving within organizations, women are shouldering too.